Yo, what up, what up? My name's Grade Square, founder of Grain Unified Theory, and we decided to do something a little special, or start something a little special. We decided that one of our pages, which has over 20,000 likes on it and basically subscribers, we want to kind of do a daily, I don't know, just a little daily of where we kind of talk about the things on the page that we've either posted or conversations that's happened throughout the day.
It kind of stuff.
Yeah, kind of clear up stuff. That way it doesn't get buried in the conversation threads and all that type of stuff. Because I know it can get, heated and testy in there and that sort of stuff. So I want to introduce the people that are with me. It shouldn't be no more than 10, 15 minutes an episode. Just something small, something quick, and something kind of to wrap up what we were talking about. But I got Tombstone the Dead Man with me, and I got Adequate with me, both members of Grain Unified. Yo. And the main topic of the main discussion today was the concept of it didn't even start on this, actually. What happened was I posted an image from my Right You Can Versus page, which asked the person who was reading it, if I had never been exposed to hip-hop at all or never heard any hip-hop, what would be the first song you would show me?
Now, wait a second, Greg.
What's up?
Because it was towards hip-hop heads, and that's important to put that out there.
Right, but this wasn't even before I had posted it on the Grain Unified page.
Oh, okay.
I had posted it on my Graydon Square pages first. And I didn't even say to the hip-hop heads, because I had already knew them. Those were people who were already fans of my music.
True.
So but I understood that, the Grain Unified page is a science-based page, which is why we have the Grain Unified music page. Right. And we did that intentionally. Right. We wanted that to be the main focal point for our science videos and interviews and memes and images and stuff like that we would share. The articles, Bruce Almighty engages heavily on his, pseudoscience campaign, where he basically battles pseudoscience and conspiracy theories. And I know he has his hands full with that. People anti-vaccinists and, people like that. And so we understand that it's a very science-based page. But what I guess we don't understand is how 20,000 people who like this page, you do realize it was created by hip-hoppers, right?
Right, that's what bugs me out, that they don't know.
I mean, for all the disdain that we get towards us when it comes to rap and hip-hop, this should be evidence that, hey, we're trying to use what we do and what we can do to spread the knowledge of science and education and critical thinking. And the consistent theme we get in the atheist community is how much they hate hip-hop.
Yeah, right.
Even when we do things that are what we think productive towards what we all want to see, more critical thinking, more science education, that sort of stuff. And yet there's this kind of backlash where it's like, well, it's hip-hop, so why would I care about it?
Right.
Well, the reason why I would care about any rock that would make me think, I don't care that it's rock. If it moves me and makes me think, then it's cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter if it's hip-hop. If it doesn't move me, I'm not going to be listening to it. Right. I'm not listening to it.
Right.
So what are you guys' thoughts on it? Because obviously I'm biased. I started the Grain Unified page. I started Grain Unified Theory.
Right.
So the idea that, people here are bashing the school in which I come from, the culture in which I come from, when I'm using all of that I gained from that culture to spread more science and education, the things that you actually like, but we receive backlash. We receive, kind of this attitude where it's like, well, you still rap, so fuck you guys.
So yeah, exactly. Well, let me jump in real fast with that. First, there's a couple things I want to address. I want to address a lot of the straw men that I saw. Okay, first of all, certain things were put in that original status that was directed specifically towards hip hop heads. Okay,
right.
So if you read it at all, you know what it. If you're not, you know that it wasn't directed to you. So the only reason to go on that post and say something negative is because you were trolling.
That's it.
And in any case, people don't put up with troll.
Right.
Trolls catch it. They either get banned or they get ignored and then ignored. All right?
Right.
You were going out of your way to be a douchebag. That's number one. So, again, the second post was not saying that if you don't like hip hop, you shouldn't be a part of this page. That's not what that second page was saying. And to show you, to me, the reason why I know they were using straw men is because we have people inside the GU Collective that don't listen to much hip hop. We have artists in the GU Collective that don't do hip hop.
No.
So
rock bands.
We have rock bands, folk singers. So it wasn't about that. But that for some reason in this community, and I hesitate to say the word community sometimes.
It's not
sometimes yeah, I don't feel the community.
Let's call it what it is.
I don't feel that.
Here.
I don't feel that.
There's subsections of people who are profiteering in this, and there's a bunch of people who really want to make a change, but there's no community here.
Right.
I learned that a long time ago.
Oh, the idea that they have labeled hip hop with this, the reality of it.
Wait, hold on, Tombstone. You broke up that last part. You said,
I mean, the stigma that they placed on hip hop, I find it kind of odd that people who obviously have decided to dismiss it, wouldn't that mean they don't really have a whole lot of knowledge about it? Because since they dismiss it outright, they haven't listened to a lot of it.
Right.
So for them to make these blanket, generalized statements that all hip hop is bad, that's not very skeptical. That's not using critical thinking in my point of view. The thing to say was, well, what I've heard I didn't like. Because that's heard you didn't like. But that's versions on the entire genre. Just like most country music that I've heard, I haven't liked. But there are some country songs that I've heard that I have on my iPod because I like that shit.
Well, I could even give a better example than that. But before I do, Adequate, you said you were going to have something to say.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of ironic that we're using our music to promote science and people are just shunning it just because hip-hop has a tag to it. Without even taking the chance to listen to it, to hear what we're trying to say or trying to do. I mean, of course, throughout the hip-hop culture, there's been a lot of bad stigmas attached to it. But still, if there's music that, even there's a lot of hip-hop artists that I don't like, I just don't listen to them because they're not talking to me and they're not talking for me.
Right.
I just wish that more atheists that I do make this music for will be more open to it. At least give it a chance, give it a listen. Okay, you don't like the hip-hop that you hear on the radio. This is the hip-hop that you hear on the radio. You know what I'm saying? We don't like it either. So, come join us, listen to it. At least hear us out first. Don't just say, oh, well, it's bad because it's hip-hop. Which is and that's a very general statement. It's like, yo, have you went through any hip-hop catalogs? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much hip-hop out there in the world for somebody to say, oh, all hip-hop is bad.
Right.
I just think it's bullshit.
Right. And when in the context of the question that was asked, it was basically asked, it was framed, if I had never heard any hip-hop before, what would be the first song you would expose me to? So this was for people who had at least a limited amount of information about hip-hop. If it was Will Smith's Summertime, say Will Smith's Summertime, the safest hip-hop you could think of. Whatever Weird Al Yankovic, he's dabbled in hip-hop.
Right.
When he got into it with Eminem, did he actually come at Eminem like, well, what are you talking about? Hip-hop's not a real art form. No. Right. He didn't come at him like that because he knows there's a certain respect factor that you give towards an entire genre of music.
Right.
Right.
You don't say, fuck jazz, fuck blues, fuck techno. You don't say that.
That's great.
Unless there's a deeper meaning behind it. What are you really trying to say, fuck? What are you really trying to say you don't give a fuck about?
And that's my bigger problem with it. Because they never justify why they say it. They just say, oh, all hip-hop is bad, so fuck it. I don't listen to none of it. They're not even saying why they don't listen to it. They're not saying who they listen to that made them feel that way or anything. They never justify the statement.
Yeah,
That's what
and why
pisses
is
me
it
off the
why is it
most.
specifically towards hip hop? Is my question. Like there's been a few times on the page when we've posted some of Shelly Segal's music, and and
Hold on, back up. Say that again.
Yeah, you're going in and out again.
I can't stand this type of music.
Right. No, but they don't. But they don't have to say that, because it's assumed that not all types of, let's say, folk acoustic guitar music is bad. It's just automatically assumed. It's like, well, we all know that's not all bad.
Right.
But then there's this kind of like with hip hop, it's like, well, we all know hip hop all sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even the fact that if you don't even like hip hop sonically, let's say you just musically, you sonically, your ears, you don't. Let's say you don't like 4/4 counts. I know people who just don't like the count of 4/4. What we like to bob to, they don't like that.
Right.
They like a 3/4 count or a 4/6 count or a 6/8 count or whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's a honest argument to make. I don't like the timing of hip hop. I don't like the tone of hip hop. I don't like the fact that there's a vocal that is on top of the music. Maybe I just want to hear the music. Okay, those are all valid arguments. But when you just come in, when somebody's asking, hey, give me one song that you would give to a person who's never heard of hip hop, no song.
You're trolling.
I wouldn't give them hip hop.
And why would they say that? Why would they would say that because they think that and they won't admit to it, but they think that there's some intrinsic value to saying I don't like hip hop. As if in some way I'm too smart to like hip hop.
Right. And they're not saying it just to say it, just to say they don't listen to it. They're saying it to sound superior. That's all they're doing it for.
Right.
To make a superior sense, like, well, I don't listen to hip hop. Okay.
But I listen to something else.
Yeah, and this and what I listen to is more credible than hip hop. That's all they're pretty much saying. That's it.
So essentially, I think to bring it back to the page, the idea is simple: that I don't really care if you don't like hip hop. I mean, honestly, if you don't like hip hop, that's cool. I don't expect everyone to like hip hop or my music or Graydon's or anybody in Grand Unified.
That's right.
But what I would say is that if you're on a page in which that says Grand Unified and you're liking and sharing all the stuff that we're sharing through the page, who do you think that stuff's coming from?
Us.
Who do you think gets the articles? Who do you think gets the videos and makes the memes? That's us.
Yeah.
So while you're downing the theater in which we perform, we're still trying to give you fucking 6, 7, 8 performances a day just on what we're trying to do and what we're trying to spread. And we just feel like within the secular community and the atheist community, which professes to be skeptical, which professes to use critical thinking and rationality, I call bullshit.
Yeah. And
bullshit.
Can I say something else real fast? I think this needs to be put up there because I understand how Facebook works. People see something, they hit like. Liking a page is the easiest form of support anybody can really do. Okay? Right. But the other thing is usually when I go to a page, I like to read the about and the description. And if you look at the description, it says a creative collective that's dedicated to using creativity to educate and inform. Then if you look at the mission, to educate and inform through our creativity. Then you look at the description and it says Grand Unified Theory is a secular organization dedicated to the understanding of scientific ideas and the spreading of scientific knowledge in simple terms to the general public. We are a team from music, hip-hop, metal, rock, to part of biology and clinical sciences, hoping to share with the world. Now, it's
Wait,
big part of this. Now,
hold on, you dropped out after the description. You there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, can now.
Yeah. Okay. Which part did I drop out at?
Just after you read the description.
Okay. So, description, and we didn't say only hip hop, metal, rock. Right. And anything else any other new GU member might join the collective and bring to the table. Whatever their creativity is, which in some cases is creating memes. That's creative. In some cases, creating videos. Some cases, it's painting. But the idea that hip hop isn't a part of this page, and this page was solely just for science. Of course it is, but it's educating using the creativity that we use. So that includes hip hop music. That includes rock music. That includes metal, folk music, club music, whatever.
And I think lastly, I want to address, I think, how people tried to switch the argument and flip it to make it seem like we were the ones who were being childish.
Right.
My thing is this. If you feel like in any way, shape, or form this isn't for you, if you feel like in any way, shape, or form that this page is childish or this page is too much hip-hop or too whatever, do me a favor. Go underneath here, unlike our page. It's the best favor you can do us. Well, you don't have to talk to us. We ain't got to talk to you. Unlike our page. Because we're not going to stop posting hip-hop. We're not going to stop posting, science memes. We're not going to stop posting science videos. So all you're going to do is post something, and it's going to get you banned. So, and I've never taken this approach before. Right. Me personally, I usually would just post my little once a day, twice a day thing. Bruce Almighty had complete domain on that. Mm-hmm. But now, since we all hate hip hop, I'm chasing y'all away.
Yeah, we don't need them.
So if you don't like it, you know what you can do. Unlike. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
If you hate it so feel the need to troll, you know what I mean, then you should go away. Seriously, if you feel the need to troll, you should go away.
Yeah, because we don't need that kind of attention anyway.
Right.
It's just pointless.
So anyway, I think those are my thoughts on it. I'm not really going to go into it anymore. I just wanted to say that the reason why I was irritated about it is because to me it was just disrespectful for no reason. And to me, I don't like bully tactics, and that seemed like a bully tactic. And I just wanted people to understand that we take this very seriously. You could call it sensitive, you could call it high schoolish, but we're very sensitive about what we are passionate about. And we're passionate about music. We're passionate about creativity. We're passionate about science. Just like if somebody was to come up on the GU page and say, science, you guys believe science? Somebody obviously is going to say, why are you on this page?
Right. Yeah, and proof of that is I've seen times where the anti-science crowd, like certain people that are theistic, will get on there and say something completely stupid. I've seen the people on that page rip them to shreds. So don't act like if somebody comes up and says something negative about something you're passionate about, you won't defend it.
Because you will. Just like we will.
Exactly. Anyway, you guys got final thoughts? Adequate?
I just wish people will be more open-minded to the culture and at least give it a chance before they just ban it. But that's about it.
Tombstone?
Yeah, my only thing is pretty much like I said, be open-minded. That's one thing. If you don't like hip-hop, that's fine. But there's still no excuse to troll, especially if the post wasn't even directed towards you. I see plenty of stuff on my feed all day that's not directed toward me, and I just don't comment.
Mm-hmm. My final thought on it is kind of, and this is kind of, I guess people would laugh at this considering what we do when we critique religion and all that, but if you disagree or if you don't like hip-hop, or you don't like a genre of anything, try to understand that there's no way you can know the totality of that genre. So you have a limited perspective or a limited exposure to what you claim to completely dislike and completely want nothing to do with. If hip-hop can bring us people like, Tupac and MC Lyte and Eminem, some of the greatest creative minds of poetry, forget the rapping aspect of it. Just read it as poetry. Because no one says they hate poetry. Right. That's all this is.
Until you put it to a beat.
Then you put it to a beat, and then it becomes something negative all of a sudden. Then you get baggy pants and tight jeans and fro hawks and all kind of shit. But without the beat, you get Edgar Allan Poe and, you know.
Baldwin. And,
yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. But all in all, we just want people to understand that Grand Unified Theory is not an internet group. We are not an online group.
At all.
So the fact that we have a page, the fact that we have a page and it has 20,000 likes, that don't mean shit to us. I'll delete that and start another one tomorrow. So just all I'm saying is we're not a Facebook group. We're not an online group. We do this shit in the real world. So if you don't like something that we come from that comes from the real world, we understand. We understand if you unlike our page. So that's the last thing I'm going to say about it. For all those people who hung out and tuned into the daily, we'll be back tomorrow. We're not going to talk about this tomorrow. It's over. It's dead. We probably won't even allow any comments on this video. Just the ones on the
Facebook page.
Facebook page. But this is just how we feel, and we feel like there's a disconnect between the 20,000 people who like that page and
the people responsible for the
people responsible for the page who's actually putting out the content.
Right.
So anyway, I'm Graydon Square. That's my little brother Adequate. That's my big brother Tombstone the Dead Man. And for those who don't know, we are Grand Unified Theory, a creative collective of hip-hoppers, folk singers, rockers, physicists, biologists, writers, authors, digital authors, everything. If you don't like that, fuck you. Don't eat the butt.